The Volkswagen Passat is a medium-range family car that's doing its utmost to overlap into the compact executive class above. These high aspirations are evident in its build quality and polished driving experience, even if it doesn't feel quite special enough to trouble the German executive elite. In humbler medium-range company though, it's still one of the classiest picks around and well worth a look. Volkswagen's Passat has historically enjoyed a rather unusual place in the nation's consciousness. It's been seen as a car for those who enjoy Teutonic build quality, but don't want to fork out serious money for BMW, Audi and Mercedes. Certainly previous generation models were sensible choices, bought by drivers who were the kind of people who were well off, dependable, the kind of owners who could be trusted to look after the shop without blowing the takings on an all-night bender. But then this 6th generation version arrived. Okay, so I've emphasised it a bit here by using the highest powered 296 brake horsepower R36 version. But in the unlikely event that you can remember any of the previous shape Passat models, can you imagine one capable of 300 brake horsepower supercar style performance? Exactly. With this Passat, at last we've got a car that promises to be as dynamic on the road as it is in the golf club car park. The word dynamic can mean different things, of course. This still isn't a car that, in its humblest forms at least, you'd go out and sling around a country lane just for the sake of it, though the R36 model is pretty good fun in that regard, and if cornering quickly is your thing, the sport models feature stiffened suspension. Overall though, frustrated Lewis Hamiltons would be probably better off buying a Ford Mondeo, but then they'd have to do without this Volkswagen's peerless build quality and relaxed long-distance demeanour. The ride quality is excellent and the noise insulation in the cabin is pretty good too, which is just as well because some of the diesels are a bit gruff. As a result, this is the kind of car that you feel that you could drive all day in and still get out feeling really fresh. As usual with Volkswagen, there's a wide variety of engines on offer, and as usual with Volkswagens of this kind, it's the diesel engines that most will choose. Just as well that diesel is the current vogue engine in the medium range market then. If you're tight on budget, there's 104 brake horsepower 1.9 litre TDI, but most will opt for the 138 or 168 brake horsepower 2 litre TDI engine, which is a vastly superior unit. Not that Volkswagen has given up on petrol power. In fact, it offers a rather better choice in this regard than some rivals. I particularly like the 120 brake horsepower entry-level 1.4 litre TSI unit, good enough to make you question the need for spending more on the 158 brake horsepower 1.8 litre petrol engine that sits above it. The 2 litre 197 brake horsepower turbocharged TSI engine is still a great unit though. It sits below a 247 brake horsepower 3.2 litre V6 that offers silky power delivery and a great noise to compensate for its rather high emissions and costly fuel bills. There's a 4-motion 4-wheel drive option if you choose the 138 brake horsepower 2 litre TDI, and it comes as standard if you opt for one of the V6 petrol models. And that's just as well if your teenage son or daughter should happen to snaffle the keys to this 296 brake horsepower R36 model that I'm driving here. The same goes in terms of availability for the Volkswagen Group's superb DSG, that's direct shift gearbox semi-automatic transmission, which uses a twin clutch system to ensure creamy smoothness. The build quality is pretty much identical to that of Volkswagen's £50,000 Phaeton luxury saloon, and that car's build integrity is pretty much the same as the Bentley Flying Spur it's based on. Enough said. Much of this is down to the fact that this 6th generation Passat is really so stiff in terms of bodywork, 57% more so than the previous generation version. Now, what that means in real terms is that this car is what engineers call torsionally quiet, with an all-round chassis rigidity that enables the suspension to do its work more effectively. The estate version looks good too, yet still manages to accommodate a total carrying capacity of 1,731 litres. In the saloon you get 485 litres or 1,011 litres depending on whether you fold the back seats or not. Outstanding build quality doesn't always mean an overly luxurious feel, at least not in lower order models which offer rather functional cabins, albeit clean, uncluttered ones. For over £30,000 though, you'd have a right to expect a bit more than that. And of course the R36 model delivers with metallic bright inserts, a polished pedal set, and these Alcantara bolstered sports seats which have a lovely flat weave material that they've also used around the door linings. It all goes to prove that Volkswagen is capable of trying a bit harder in this regard. Most Passats are sold in the £15,000 to £23,000 bracket, but if you go for the fastest diesel, one of the V6 petrols, or opt for the DSG gearbox or 4Motion four-wheel drive, then you may need to be budgeting closer to the £30,000 mark. Now by that point you'll be comparing your Passat against compact executive models like BMW's 3 Series or Audi's A4. But bear in mind that these are slightly smaller cars, especially in their estate guises. Every Passat includes a climatic air conditioning climate control system that can also cool the glove box to keep food or drink in a palatable condition. You also get a nifty push-button electronic handbrake, alloy wheels and a trip computer fitted across the range. Now, unusually for this class, there's no 5-door hatch option, just saloons or estates. The other body style, which we're not covering here, is the classy but pricier Passat CC. No, not any kind of convertible, but a 4-door coupe styled saloon with a sleek look and a more upmarket feel. Diesel is the fuel of choice for the majority of company car buyers who make up the majority of Passat sales. But some of those customers would do well to consider the entry-level petrol, the 142 brake horsepower 1.4 litre TSI. That manages 42 miles to the gallon on the combined cycle and fuel emissions of 157 grams per kilometre. The most economical Passat is the 1.9 litre TDI. That car manages 148 grams per kilometre of CO2 and 50 miles to the gallon. If you go for it in eco-friendly Blue Motion 2 form, then you record 128 grams per kilometre of CO2 and 57.6 miles to the gallon. The more modern, more powerful 2 litre TDI unit returns 49 miles to the gallon on the combined cycle and 153 grams per kilometre of CO2 emissions. At the top of the range, the lower powered of the two V6 petrols manages 233 grams per kilometre of CO2 and 29 miles to the gallon on the combined cycle. And that's not too bad considering the weight of its four-wheel drive mechanicals and the kind of performance on offer. As business users who've done their time scouring the car data sheets for the most cost-effective company car will be aware, Passats cost a little bit more model for model than their direct competitors. But then they'll hang on to their value with a bit more tenacity than the Lagunas and Peugeot 407s of this world, so it's swings and roundabouts to some extent. Servicing and repair costs, well, they shouldn't hold any nasty surprises. This 6th generation Passat is really the first to have the capacity to take on not only Mondeos and Lagunas, but also more badge-conscious rivals. If you're looking in this sector for something priced in the mainstream, but with a quality of engineering you wouldn't normally expect for mainstream money, here's where to start looking. If you're the sort that's easily seduced by sharky styling and gimmicky design features, then this straight down the line Volkswagen may not be the car for you. If on the other hand you appreciate first-class ride comfort, great build quality and an expensive feel, then you'll struggle to do much better than a Passat.